All right, so here is a monitor, and it's best if you take your monitor and unplug it and lay it flat on a table like this. Over here is actually the computer. It's really cool because it's really small, and that computer is going to go on the back of the monitor right here. In order to do that, there's only a few parts, and it's really easy. First, we'll have these plates, and they will go on top of the monitor, and Hung's going to position it in the correct place. Alright, and then we're going to have this other plate, and if you look at it, you'll see that there's holes on the bottom and holes on the sides. That's important. Hung's going to position that right now. Perfect. And there's screws on the back. Now, let's look at these screws. So we have 4 screws of one type right here, and you'll see, like, when I get down on the side, they look different from each other. So, see? So, these screws, so these screws right here, the ones that have like a longer tip on them, go straight down into the laptop or computer monitor. So Hung's gonna go ahead and put those on there with a simple screwdriver. As you can see, this is why it's a lot easier if you take the monitor and put it onto a table, because then you can really see what you're doing, and nothing will slide or fall or break. So now that he's done with that, you're going to see exactly how to put this onto the computer, or onto the monitor. So on the bottom of one side are all the ports, just like that, and then we have these 2 fans facing upward, and we need to make sure that these fans are still facing upward on the back of this so that the computer can cool itself properly. So Hung is going to place it with the port side down facing the base of the monitor and wedge it in between those plates.
And you just gotta line up the holes.
Okay, now there are those holes that we talked about on the side of those plates. As you can see, there's one right there. Okay. So there's only 2 that matter. Which ones matter?
We want to make it so it's as high as possible. That way there's clearance.
Okay, so because of these ports on the back here, we want to make sure that this thing isn't going to interfere with plugging stuff in. So we want to put this thing all the way the highest we can possibly put it.
Like that.
Like that. So you can see that there's like 4 places for screws, but we only have 4 total, and we need to do both sides. So we're only going to put 2 on each side. So which ones are they going to put them on?
This one and this one.
Okay, so that's this one and this one right here. That's really important. Alright, let's go ahead and remember which screws we're dealing with here. These kind. Here you go.
Yeah, difficult.
This part is a lot harder to see, and it's kind of hard to twist because there's not much room between the monitor and the computer. So this is another reason why it's really important that we do this on a table with good lighting and we don't lose the screws.
Is there a way to pause the video?
So I guess we're going to learn Hung's strategy here for doing this part. Maybe someone who had like tiny fingers. Or maybe you could just always get help from someone else. So if you're having a hard time with it, try to ask someone else to help so that one person can position the screw, and the other person can use the screwdriver. Once you get the screw in there, it gets a lot easier. It's still kind of annoying to twist, but Hung's strategy is to have a long screwdriver that can surpass the monitor so that he has room to twist his hand.
So basically, you do the same for all 4 screws and you're done.
Yeah, so once you've completed this with all 4 screws, you're done, and you can go ahead and put the rest of it back together according to Hung's instructions. That's going to be the end of this video.